You probably felt excluded, not understanding what I was talking about. You just experienced a small part of what exclusion means. At ILUNION Hotels, we address one of the most significant challenges of modern society, ensuring that no one is left behind. Our ambition is clear, to lead the transformation towards a luxury hotel industry that is inclusive and accessible to all.
ILUNION, recognized for its commitment to social inclusion and accessibility, faces crucial decisions that will define its future in the global luxury market as a pioneer in inclusion and accessibility. First, we will dive into the challenge of designing a new, inclusive business model that not only elevates ILUNION into the league of 5-star hotels, but integrates key aspects of finance, human resources, marketing, accounting, and management. We will analyze relevant data to determine whether ILUNION should continue its negotiations with Saddlecorp, a decision that could significantly expand its presence in the sector. And then, we will strategically assess whether ILUNION Hotels should venture into opening a new 5-star hotel in the Latin American market, a promising but challenging region, or whether it will be more prudent to target another market.
In the next 4 years, our objective is to establish an influential presence in at least 2 countries, positioning ourselves as the premier inclusive resort brand in Spain and Latin America. Our strategy will be guided by a commitment to conscious financial management, ensuring sustainable growth and profitability. We aim to differentiate ourselves by prioritizing accessibility and inclusivity, striving to become the first choice for customers with disabilities and families alike. Through personalized experiences, exceptional service, and thoughtful amenities, we will cultivate a reputation for unparalleled hospitality and inclusiveness.
Our vision is linked to 5 main objectives: to become an internationally accessible, inclusive, and unique luxury hotel option, being a leading brand in socially and ethical responsibility, to rankings in renowned tourism sites and numerical statistics with which we will measure the environment, social accessibility, reputational, and financial impact, assuring sustainable and significant long-term growth, to achieve 40% of employees with some type of disability, and finally, to avoid the risks of debt and decapitalization by limiting the repayment of any type of debt to a maximum of 5 years.
In our strategy for growth and excellence, our hotel is at a decisive crossroad. Determining the most propitious route to expand our presence in the luxury hotel market, we have a major opportunity before us with Saddlecorp, a choice between a profitable sharing partnership or the full acquisition of the property. The decision to acquire rather than profit share with Saddlecorp is rooted in our long-term vision, but more importantly with our commitment to the values of inclusivity and accessibility. The abrupt purchase allows us to full and autonomous management to ensure the full implementation of our inclusive business model throughout the hotel's operations. In this way, we are committed not only to operational excellence, but also to social responsibility, fully integrating the principles that define ILUNION as a leader in the sector. We want to ensure that every detail from the infrastructure to the guest experience reflects the uniqueness of the ILUNION brand.
Developing a luxury hotel will allow ILUNION to expand into a market with a high purchasing power, generating high revenues, national and international recognition, and learning for the future of the hotel chain. But for a better understanding of the luxury tourist consumer market in Spain, we will have a turnover of 17,000 million euros in 2022, according to Circle de Fortuny and McKinsey & Company. This represents 4.5% of the European luxury market and 1% of the global market. This new segment of potential customer includes both people and with disabilities and organizations seeking accessible facilities for events, conferences, and lodging.
We know that there are 150 rooms priced at 300 euros per person per night. However, according to Preferred Hotels, a hotel of this category has on average 2.5 people per room in Spain. It is clear that the hotel could not be completely full every day of the year. This we can divide into 60% of the days of the year fully occupied, and the other 40% of the year with 70% occupancy. In this way, we obtain an income from the rooms alone of 36,135,000 euros. It is worth noting that according to the economists and merchant hotels Canvas, the profit of hotel ranges between 10 and 22%. Therefore, if we set it at 12%, we can obtain an annual net profit of 4,336,200 euros. On the other hand, this is not the only means of income for the hotel, because we have 2 other areas: the restaurants and the spa. In the 3 restaurants, we use a forecast based on the number of customers, occupancy, price per person, shifts, and number of days open.
Finally, the last income resource to ILUNION is the spa. So using reliable sources, we obtained a net profit of 35%, meaning this is 99,618 euros. In this way, we have an annual net profit for the entire hotel together with all the income areas of 6,500,000 22,788.25 euros. After making the calculations and forecasts, we can say that the annual payment to the bank would be 1,375,284 euros, representing 21% of the annual net income of this hotel alone. On the other hand, payments to Saddlecor would be 2,062,925 euros, representing 31.6% of our profits. Thus, we can say that for the first 5 years, we would have an outflow of 52.7% of the profits as debt. We should know that these points are only a reference compared to the profit of the hotel itself. However, this debt expenses must be financially compared to the hotel profits of ILUNION's hotel division. Here, we observe that the most essential point of this financial projection were to eliminate this debt in 5 years, we would only have a 6.70% decrease in the total profits of ILUNION's hotel division.
Our goal is to have at least 40% of employees with some physical or mental disability. So, an essential element in the development of recruitment materials that highlight inclusion, such as videos and flyers with subtitles and sign language, where ILUNION's missions of inclusion and accessibility is communicated. Highlighting stories of current employees with disabilities in other hotels. This would include posting job advertisements on hospitality industry websites, job portals for people with disabilities, and social media, ensuring the accessibility to all types of users. The purpose should be to develop interviews in places accessible to people with reduced mobility, with assistive technology available for people with hearing or visual disabilities, as well as providing alternatives for candidates who cannot attend in person and tailoring interviews to get to know the candidate rather than to evaluate them. It is essential to ensure that human resources personnel are trained in inclusive interviewing techniques and sensitive to disabilities issues.
Working at ILUNION, employees will be able to have flexible work schedules to accommodate their needs, including medical appointments and therapies. Importantly, we will seek that to ensure that the workplace has the necessary adaptations, such as adjustable desks and assistive technology. Finally, establish a mentoring system to provide ongoing support to staff with disabilities, ensuring integration and a long-term success. ILUNION Hotels not only heralds an era of inclusion and luxury, but also redefines what it means to be a five-star hotel. Inclusion is not just an added value or a differentiator. It is the core of our identity and our business model.
Moving on to the international expansion strategy, we propose that ILUNION should expand into the Latin American market for several key strategic reasons derived from market validation we did and cross-checked with worldwide data, as well as the alignment of this expansion with its values and business model. With the regional tourism market expected to reach over $67 billion by 2029, we're going at a solid annually the time to invest is now. Since there is significant potential for development and expansion of tourism infrastructure in the region, Latin America is home to approximately of people with disabilities and significantly underserved groups of social and economic inclusion. In countries such as Chile, companies with more than 100 workers are recently required by law to reserve 1% of their jobs for people with disabilities. ILUNION, with its commitment and experience in the inclusion of people with disabilities in this workforce, could be in a good position to meet and exceed these requirements, establishing itself as a leader in inclusive labor practices.
An important factor favoring us in this decision is the fact that Latin America is experiencing a growing middle class, along with an increase in spending on quality services, including tourism and accommodation. And given that accessible tourism is still a relatively new concept in many Latin American countries, ILUNION would have the competitive advantage of being a pioneer in offering fully accessible tourism services, appealing to an underserved market segment and differentiating itself from other chains. For all these reasons, the Latin American markets represent not only a potential market from an economic point of view, but also an opportunity for ILUNION to expand its social impact and reinforce its position as a leader in inclusive tourism and hospitality.
We made this decision because, according to the Undersecretary of Tourism, in 2022 there will be around 2 million arrivals of foreign tourists to Chile. This represents an increase of 971% compared to 2021, when 190,000 arrivals were recorded. It is also estimated that 4.4 million foreign tourists will arrive in Chile during 2024, which represents an advance compared to 3.6 million in 2023, which shows that there is a growing positive trend in the number of foreign tourists visiting Chile. In addition, Viña del Mar is a key tourist center in Chile, known for its international song festival, beaches, and casino, which ensures a constant flow of tourists. The city enjoys a good connectivity and proximity to Santiago, which facilitates access to a greater number of tourists and reduces logistical costs. Once established in Viña del Mar, ILUNION will expand to other Latin American markets, using the experience and the lessons learned in Chile.
The new ILUNION in Viña del Mar, we will offer a new inclusive experience and environment where all guests, regardless of their capacities, can feel welcomed and valued by total accessibility for services and attention. It will be designed to be accessible to people with physical, sensory, and cognitive disabilities. With our market research, we determined that the target audience will be individuals or families with members with physical, sensory, and cognitive disabilities. And as a secondary user persona, we have tourists from Chile or around the world, who are people that value diversity, inclusion, and are looking for a hotel that respects and values differences.
In order to connect with our customers, we will use simple language, images or videos with detailed descriptions, and even with tropicalized sign language. We will communicate our value proposition to our specific market segment. We can use digital communication and accessibility channels for any person with or without disabilities, so that people start to know more about ILUNION. For example, we can collaborate with disability influencers to promote our hotel through their social networks, participating in events and first specialized in accessible tourism, promoting our services in specialized places such as hospitals or rehabilitation centers, and finally, participating in awareness campaigns on accessibility and inclusion in tourism to promote a positive change in the sector.
Our positioning strategy for entering the market will be by differentiation. It's clearly how our services and customer experience will be totally different from any other hotel. Our hotel is designed to be a truly inclusive space, filled with a wide range of adaptive services, including personal assistance, sign language interpretation, braille menus, and assistive technology, which leads us to create a completely personalized experience with caring service to the specific needs of each guest, considering their abilities and preferences. Chile exhibits economic and political stability that provides a secure environment for long-term investment in tourism and hospitality. Adding to this, in 2022, Chile experienced a significant recovery in tourism with more than 2 million foreign tourist arrivals, representing an increase of more than 900% compared to 2021 and 45% of 2019 tourism inflow. And there is a large market as Chile has 3.2 million people with disabilities, representing an important segment of the local market that can directly benefit from ILUNION's inclusive model.
The ILUNION hotel strategy to acquire Saddle Corp rather than engage in profit sharing is a prudent move that allows the complete integration of their inclusive business model, ensuring autonomy and alignment with core values of inclusivity and accessibility. However, the expansion into Madrid's competitive luxury market and the ambitious international growth plan, especially in Latin America, come with inherent risks such as overestimating market demand or underestimating operational complexities. Financial management remains key, as does a strategic approach to recruitment that champions ILUNION's commitment to a 40% workforce with disabilities. To mitigate this risk and ensure successful implementation, ILUNION must maintain rigorous financial oversight, market validation, and adaptable operational strategies that prioritize their ethos of exceptional inclusive service.